Hello, everybody. Nick Morganson here from the Empty the Bench Podcast Network. We have some news as we go live here on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network, and it involves the NBA. And if you're wondering what's going on, LeBron James has another injury, and it involves a groin injury, and it's not looking good so far off the front as we bring you the news. The Lakers were playing the Boston Celtics tonight, and LeBron agitated a groin injury. And according to the reports, as you have here from Dave McMenamin, it's too early to project an accurate timetable for how long LeBron James could miss because of a groin injury. The initial thought is it will sideline James for weeks and not days. Now, the Lakers have been in the news. They've been in the trends the past couple of days and weeks. And now with LeBron going down with this injury, this is a massive blow to the Los Angeles Lakers. Can they really make a stretch run with LeBron being out for weeks and not days as we get closer and closer to the playoffs? This is a problem. This is a massive blow for the Lakers because LeBron does most of the heavy lifting. I know they got Luka Doncic in the trade. I know he's been great for the weeks and couple days he's been on the court. But Luka Doncic by himself is not going to win for this Lakers squad. They're going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting behind LeBron James here in this scenario. A lot. And I don't know if Luka can really be the leader of this squad to lead them to the promised land. And I know a lot of people are going to say to me, but Nick, look what he did with the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, Dallas Mavericks, different scenario, different market, different pressures. Being in Dallas, this is not Dallas. This is Los Angeles. This is one of the biggest markets in the NBA. Does it help the Lakers that they have a Luka Doncic in their favor? So this allows them a little more insurance when it comes to carrying this team? Possibly. But is it going to help them get to the promised land? Which is, you're going to hear me say that a million times. I'm sorry if I'm a broken record when it comes to this, but I just don't see them making it with LeBron James being hurt. I just don't. Tell me otherwise where you see the Lakers making it and getting to where they need to be. Because I don't. I just don't see it. LeBron is the be-all, end-all of the Los Angeles Lakers. You can't tell me for any other rhyme or reason that if he's not on this team, they're going to make the playoffs. They're just not going to make the playoffs. And I understand Luka's a really good player. I like Luka. But Luka's not going to be the answer to get this team over the top. Do you think so? Anyone who's watching in the comments right now, drop your comments in. We are live. And tell me your thoughts on the LeBron James injury. Because Luka's great. Luka can be an MVP. But Luka, in my opinion, is not a leader. He's a really good all-star. But I don't see him leading this Lakers squad, especially coming in later on in the season in a trade. So I want someone to give me a reason why Luka will lead this team to the playoffs and beyond to win a few rounds. Because I just don't see how it can be done. I don't. Someone try to convince me that they could beat an OKC or a Denver or any other team for that matter that has a full squad. Because when I look at the standings for the Western Conference, right now they're third. They're third currently at 40-22. And they're a half game back of the Nuggets for the second spot in the Western Conference. Well, if LeBron is out for weeks, that number is going to drop. That number is going to drop off. They're not going to win as many games with LeBron sitting on the shelf because now you don't have a number two. Luka goes from number 2 to number 1 instantly, which maybe it helps the Lakers in that regard because Luka has played in the number 1 spot. But they're not going to win at the clip that they're at right now. And you heard all those fights going back and forth between Kendrick Perkins and Charles Barkley because Kendrick Perkins basically said that the Lakers have saved the NBA. You want to know why? Because LeBron James and Luka Doncic are a good duo that were making the Lakers look like a better squad. Well, if LeBron's on the shelf for 2 to 3 weeks, now Luka's got to go back to playing number 1 guy. But this could be a good scenario for the Lakers in some capacity because maybe it helps them find out if Luka can be the leader of this team in the future. So this might be a good thing. I don't know, but LeBron is 40 years old. That body can't put on the same mileage that it did when he was 30. It just can't put on the same mileage. And now we're seeing it over the last couple of years that LeBron is getting affected by it. And what else are you supposed to do? You have no insurance to back you up. You don't have any insurance. And please don't tell me that Luka on his own with a bunch of B-level guys is going to win. He'll soften the blow and make it look better than it needs to look. But it's going to be a struggle. You'll definitely get into the playoffs because you're 40-22. But if LeBron has major concerns injury-wise, then you might as well just kiss your playoff chances goodbye because he's not going to be the guy that you need going forward to get done what you need to get done. And they couldn't beat the Celtics tonight. That was really a big matchup. And they just could not win. The Celtics are a better team than the Lakers. I'm just going to flat out say it. If there's any Lakers fans in here, I apologize, but it's just the true facts that the Lakers are way better than the Celtics are way better than the Lakers. And LeBron is a step slower, or more than a step slower, I should say. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. I'll respect LeBron. I have no problem with that. But LeBron is 40 years old. He's got 20 plus years mileage on those legs. And he's not the same guy anymore. It's a joke that people think LeBron is still the best player in the NBA. He's not. He's not the best player in the NBA. This is not me hating on LeBron. This is not me being biased against LeBron. This is me pointing out the facts that that the Lakers are relying too heavily on LeBron James to bring them to the promised land. Newsflash, this guy is not the same guy anymore. He might do a bunch of things that make a 40-year-old look like a 30-year-old again. But this guy is not supernatural anymore. He's got to do a million things just to keep the body healthy to stay on the court. And it's becoming harder and harder because of all the injuries that are involved. That's the point I'm trying to make. The guy is not a superhuman animal anymore. There's guys that are better than him right now in the NBA. I would take Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over LeBron James right now. I see a comment from my guy, Grant. I'll say this. He's not the GOAT of basketball, but he's the GOAT of longevity. Okay. Grant, I'll give you that one. That's actually a very accurate point. So I'll give that one to you. He's not the GOAT of basketball, but he has been the GOAT of longevity. That's a very accurate point. That he's been on the court for 22, 23 years. Hopefully my math is not wrong on that one. But he's managed to last way more than a normal career. That's what's so funny. That because he's had a long and storied career and he's been to the playoffs so many years in a row, that I'm surprised he hasn't burned out or had more injuries or more fatigue sooner. But it's funny that people expect him to be supernatural, a superhero, a superhuman at the age of 40. That's not LeBron James anymore, everybody. That's not reality. The reality is LeBron can still do some LeBron James things, but he can't always dunk over the rim. He can't always do every little supernatural thing. Can he still be 70, 75, 80% of the player? Yeah, he probably could be. But we got to get out of the mindset that we're expecting LeBron to do incredible, amazing things that he was doing at 25, 26, 27, or even 30 years old. Because he's 40. He's 40 years old. And the reason everyone still thinks they have all these large expectations out of him is because he's LeBron James. And it's because of his name. Okay? And that's the long or the short of it. Before I continue any further, just in case you were liking the content you're seeing right now, please go over to youtube.com/ETB network and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it. I've been doing more of these live streams when news breaks. So please just go over to youtube.com/ETB network and just hit the subscribe button. And I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, back to the news at hand. If you're just joining, thank you. I appreciate it. Per Dave McMenamin, if you saw the Lakers-Celtics game, you saw LeBron James could miss a decent amount of time, not days, but weeks, because of a groin injury. And again, this is not surprising because the guy has so many freaking miles on his body. And I'm looking it up right now because I just want to make sure. But I think it's like 23 or 24 seasons. So it's 2003 to present. All right, so we're the year 2025. That means, what are we, 22 seasons? Yeah, 22 seasons. Okay. That's a lot of seasons. That's a lot of mileage. That's a lot of playoff runs. Most years, once he got past all the nonsense that he couldn't win titles, he was playing deep into the playoffs every year. And that's a lot on people's legs. And it's finally starting to catch up. I'm telling you. I'm an NBA fan. I've been an NBA fan for a while. I'm 32 years old. I've been watching the NBA for probably 20 years. And I've seen different players break down and deteriorate. Even the stars. Just because you're a star for most of your career, sometimes you just got to know when the stop sign comes up, and maybe you got to say, I don't need to play way past my career and my means after I had a really good career. There's a lot of guys like that. Shaq played way past his prime, but no one gives him a hard time just because of his personality. And that's the point I'm trying to make. That LeBron gets a pass, maybe not on the court as much as Shaq, but LeBron playing at 40 is insane. Okay, so it's his 21st season. Okay, so I made a slight mistake, but I knew it was 21 or 22 seasons. But anyone who's in the comments, please drop your comments and let me know what your thoughts are. If LeBron is out for weeks, are the Lakers' playoff chances done? Are the Lakers' playoff chances done? Drop them in the comments. Please let me know your thoughts. I will take some comments and questions if people have them. But in the meantime, what's next for the Lakers? Where do they go from here? Is there a plan B to put another guy next to Luka? And I'm not talking about going after somebody. They got to figure out in-house how they're going to handle this whole thing. Because even if, let's just say he's out for weeks, they have to get him back up and ready to go to be ready. And that's the other thing. Will they get him back? So, and we've already seen issues with LeBron going after Stephen A. Smith, protecting his son, which, by the way, was ridiculous if you ask me. But I don't know. And will LeBron play through the injury? I doubt it. They don't want to lose him. And he doesn't want to be out the rest of the season. It'll be funny to see if they make his son step up into a bigger role when LeBron is out. That'll be a good question. I doubt that's what they're going to do. But I don't know what you're going to do here. I don't know what the Lakers do. But it looks like some people got some quotes from LeBron, Michael Duarte, who actually was a guest on the show way back when. Not much concern. Obviously, I'm day to day. I'll look at it each day and see if it gets better. We'll take the proper measures to see what we need to do moving forward. LeBron James on his groin strain. All right. So that basically means that we have no idea what to expect at all. It's a big question mark. And if LeBron James is a huge question mark, then the whole Lakers team is a question mark. Excuse me. The mileage is catching up. You can't tell me that the mileage is not catching up. Someone in the comment try to take the side and against me and say that the mileage is not catching up, because it clearly is catching up to LeBron James. Maybe the Lakers were smart after all to make that trade for Luka, because they knew LeBron was severely on the decline. And again, millions of people, a lot of people are going to tell me, Nick, you're just a LeBron hater. You don't like him. You're right. I don't like him. But that's not why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm just pointing out straight facts that LeBron is not the LeBron we remember from 10 years ago. People need to get that out of their heads. Because everyone thinks that every athlete is supernatural and not human. And that they're just going to be the star that they're going to be for their whole career. And then when their career is over, they're going to be a natural human forever. And we're just going to be fans. And we're just going to, as fans, we just expect every star to be like that their whole career. From the time they're 21 to the time to they're 70. They're just going to be natural humans forever. Newsflash. Athletes are not supernatural forever. It's just not a reality. And the Lakers are probably right now going, oh shit, what do we do now? Because we don't have our leader. We just don't. And the Lakers, in my opinion, are just not a good enough team without LeBron James. How scary is that? That a 40-year-old guy is the full-out leader of this squad. And if he goes out, your team is basically fucked. and is probably just going to drop off a cliff. It's just the facts. There's no way this injury turns around. Well, let me rephrase that. Not that it won't turn around, but I don't know if he'll ever be the same guy. That's the issue I have here. That people are going to say, oh, it's LeBron James. He'll come back. Or he won't sit out. Whatever. People are just going to make all types of dumb opinions and associations on the injury before they even know what's actually going on with him behind the scenes. And I'm not seeing a lot of the insiders really making any comments of this yet. But you just wait. You just wait and see. Because the Lakers are going to have a huge problem. And when you have a guy who's been number one for all his career go out, and you really don't have anybody else to do what he does, you might be screwed. Because there are many teams better than you are. And like I said, I'll go through the standings again just to prove to you that there's going to be an issue. The OKC Thunder are clearly number one. You're not beating them. Denver Nuggets, Denver Nuggets are the second seed, 41-22. They're a half game ahead of you in the third spot in the Western Conference. Then you have the Lakers, 40-22. Memphis is a game and a half behind. With LeBron out, I could see the Grizzlies passing the Lakers. I mean, even without Jared Jackson, who was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. So it's going to be interesting to see what other teams do if they take this as momentum and really try to play hard down the stretch to pass the Lakers. The Grizzlies could pass the Lakers. The Rockets, who are a fifth seed, they're only 2 games back of the Lakers. They definitely could pass the Lakers. Golden State, which everyone, including Kendrick Perkins, was saying them and the Lakers are teams to watch. Yeah, sure, they're teams to watch. But I didn't really think of the Lakers and Golden State being title contenders. If LeBron's injury is serious enough and they can't get him back for the stretch, then maybe Golden State has more of a run than we realize. I don't think they're going to win a title. Let me be clear about that. But that would definitely push the Warriors up with the ability to compete. Because you have Steph, you have Draymond, you have Jimmy Butler. I think that trio would do way better and have more fight. Right now, currently, it would be a Lakers-Warriors matchup, 3-6 seed. I think the Warriors would win that series if it was no LeBron. Even with LeBron, I think the Warriors would win that series. Because I think Steph and Jimmy Butler and Draymond and a few other pieces they have, I just think the Warriors would be better in the playoffs. Nothing against the Lakers and nothing against LeBron. But I just think the Lakers are having a good 2-week stretch. And that's what vaulted them up into the third seed in the Western Conference. But that's really the 12-6 6 one, half dozen the other conversation we're having here. But we can't underestimate with this injury how big it is and how it's going to affect the Lakers. Okay? We'll have to see, because LeBron says he's day to day. I just don't know if I believe that. But I have no idea how this is going to affect them going forward. And in my opinion, the Lakers are in a massive situation if they really have to sit him out and they have to figure out what they're going to do. But I just don't know if the Lakers are really a competitive squad for the playoffs. I don't think so. Luka's got a lot of stepping up to do currently. And can Luka be the true leader? I'm not sure. Luka kind of played his hand already by basically not being able to be 100% the leader with the Dallas Mavericks. Now, you'll get the one Luka Doncic defender, Mark Cuban, who will say, you should have never traded this guy. This guy's a franchise guy. Of course he's a franchise guy. No one is debating that at all. What we're debating here is, can the Lakers win without LeBron James? That is a very big question mark. Because LeBron does a lot of things at 40 that most people can't do at 25 or 27 or even 30 years old. Sorry, but that's just the facts. No one else can do what LeBron does. And this is coming from a LeBron James hater who doesn't like his ego and doesn't like his attitude. Okay? I'm admitting it to you. I am a self-proclaimed LeBron James hater. So I'm putting it out there that as much as I hate LeBron, the Lakers still need him. They need him in the worst way to make any type of run. Even with LeBron, they were never going to win the title. Someone in the chat, give me a reason why you think the Lakers could win the title without LeBron. I guarantee you no one will comment in the chat and tell me that the Lakers can win without LeBron. Because they can't win without LeBron. It's just not logical. It's not feasible. He's the guy. He's the setup guy. He's the leader. He's the strategist. He's the peanut vendor. He's the owner. He's the GM. This is the joke I make all the time, by the way, on my show, Empty the Bench, which is the flagship show of this network. I say this all the time. LeBron is the owner and the GM. He makes all the decisions for this franchise. Okay? And that's clearly what's going on. So is LeBron going to go to Lakers management and say, all right, Luka's got to be the leader. He's got to do all the heavy lifting. He'll sit out. I'm going to sit out. Tell Luka he's got to be the man in charge. And I'll sit on the bench and coach on the side because I can't play. I don't know how that works out. I don't know if that's really a feasibility. But we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see if Luka can drag this team across the finish line. Because I just don't see that happening. It's going to be very hard. And that's just the long or the short of it. I mean, show me. Prove it to me. Go ahead, Lakers. Prove it to me that you can win games without LeBron James. If you could do it, I will come back on a live stream and I will admit I was wrong. If you can make a long run with going to the playoffs, winning a round or two, and competing. But right now, I'm out on the Lakers. I think their stock is completely dropped. And I think they're going to lose a lot of games without him being on the court. Because the Lakers will be defended differently with LeBron being out and Luka being the lead. Because now you could double team Luka with LeBron being out. And we know Luka doesn't do well on a double team. He doesn't. So that's pretty much it. We'll see what happens. Right now, I'm a stock down on the Lakers. And we'll just see what happens. But once again, just before we get off here, LeBron James could miss weeks, not days, with a groin injury. And it's going to affect the Lakers for the rest of the season. It's going to be tough. Make sure you follow our network on YouTube, youtube.com/ETB network. Please like and subscribe. It would be gladly appreciated. I've been doing a lot more of these live streams when news breaks throughout most of the sports, including the NBA, which is a big one for me. So youtube.com/ETB network. Please go over there right now if you're watching and press the subscribe button. It helps our algorithm. And if you like these, just go over and do so. And check out our ETB Substack, etbnetwork.substack.com. Like and subscribe. It's $5 a month or $60 for the year. That'll do it for another breaking news edition here on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network on YouTube and across social media platforms. I'm Nick Morganson. See you next time.